based on the number of speakers registered for the next two items. Time will be limited to 30 minutes per item. Participants may speak one time only, up to 2 minutes per person per item, to allow for additional speakers. There will be no yielding of time to other people. Having signed up does not guarantee that you will get to speak if the allotted time for that item has already been exhausted. Comments received must be limited to the motion on the floor only. I'll entertain a motion to adopt or reject the resolution. Councilmember Schuler.
Mayor, can you repeat what you said about limiting public comment? Your mic wasn't on at the beginning, and I think people were a little bit confused about how we're going to proceed through public comment.
What we're going to do is we're going to go 2 minutes per person with 30 minutes total comment time. And so not everybody who signed up is going to be able to talk. It doesn't mean, and then we can't give time to each other. You can't yield time. So it's whoever was here first and opened up, they get to go first. Who is that person? Oh, Councilman.
Yeah, just to follow-up question. Hold on. Was the public notified on the city's website that this is how we were going to proceed tonight about limiting public comment?
We will have an orderly meeting, or we will actually have everybody move out. Okay? Let's just be orderly, let's be simple.
Our process and procedure is on the website for how we sign up ahead of time and how time can be limited. If we have a lot of sign up, basically what he said is on the website.
So, yeah, just trying to understand, I just want to make sure that whenever we click into that sign-up page, that's listed at the top and all of the directions before they get to the form to actually sign up. Okay, so just letting everybody be aware that all of that information they are saying is on the website before you sign up. This is a little bit different in my estimation of how we've done this before. This is the first time that we're doing 2 minutes and limiting it to 30 minutes. And there have been some other ways that we have tried this. I think we've had lots of discussion as a council on this. I personally don't agree with limiting public comment. I think you all showed up here to have your voices heard. And as elected officials, I think that it is the least, like I said in my opening comments today, that it is the least that we can do to sit here and engage and to listen with your thoughts and your feelings around different issues that have a major impact on our city.
I remind you that the motion on the floor is about whether or not to.
Rob Norman, Ward 3. Also Rob Norman, University North Park TIF Oversight Committee. In my very limited time, which I must admit I'm taken aback by, I would like to make sure everybody knows that the UNP TIF Oversight Committee will be meeting next Tuesday, June 18th, 1:30, and their real discussion and real oversight and real hard questions are asked about this TIF. If you want to know what's going on, come there. It's a public meeting. Now, a little bit about this. We're a little bit different in Norman. We're a little bit different in the state of Oklahoma. We have a long tradition of direct democracy. When, as I've seen a symptom of tonight, the few start to not act in the best interest of the many, and I start to see things I've seen at the state capitol with the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority, where we're shut down and we're not heard, we have to be heard. The process is failing. The process of representative democracy is failing us. We have nothing to do now but resort to direct democracy. We have to resort to a vote of the people here.
Hello, Luigi Borbani, Ward 2. First of all, limiting comments is disgraceful. You represent the city of Norman. If the entire city wants to speak, if everyone in the city wants to speak, it's your duty to listen to them.
I think that to speak to the process that has gotten us here, it's been a year, at least, a year plus, that this has kind of been trickling out, not giving a lot of information. There's been a lot of backdoor meetings, other people meeting, and I think that's why the citizens are so frustrated and angered because you feel like you don't have all of the facts. And I would agree that you don't. We have way more information than you all have, and I think that's in many ways very unfair.
Under the 4 mayors I've served with, each of them have changed how public comment has been done in a way that I have not agreed with. And again, that I've liked all of them, but each have made changes that have ended up reducing the amount of time the public has to speak, and the opportunity for the public to be involved in city council meetings. And I just will continue to express my objection to that here. So again, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for listening to me.
Councilman Peacock.
I would like to amend this motion to include a date certain to have the results back by July 16th, 2024.
Okay.
It's a month, come on. Can't get it.
That's the motion.
That's the motion, guys.
Where do you want to put it? Do you want to change? Did I do that to anybody else up here?
8 months delay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're trying to get this thing right. Are you- Okay, we're trying to get this thing right.
Fucking assholes.
Are you saying with the result?
I have a question I'd like the council to address, and how is it that every time a citizen comes up here to say something not to the point, they get cut off? But developers can come up here and say whatever they damn well please.
Okie doke. I've been told by someone who knows about these things that the city council has been getting pressure from the developers in the area to rescind the No More Turnpikes resolution that council passed in March of 2022. This tells me that, unlike what the toll road cheerleaders say, that resolution still means something. It still has power and it has significance. It disturbs me greatly that there are people, some of them have been in this room, around our community and our state, who think it's okay to throw 600 families out of their homes. They think it's okay to destroy their homes, and it's okay to forcefully take their private property, all to build scam turnpikes that will not do what the builders promise. I also know there's a big component tying the turnpikes to the TIF arena projects we've been talking about tonight. It bothers me that there are people like that who think nothing about trashing our rights as Oklahomans and as Americans. It bothers me that there are people who think it's okay to drive away the wildlife, who think it's okay to poison our Lake Thunderbird water supply, and it's okay to rape the environment of North and East Norman, changing our city forever, not to serve the citizens, but to serve economic overlords who wish to rule over us. Because the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority has not fulfilled any of the conditions required of it over 2 years ago, because the OTA has instead chosen to ignore the requests made by this city over 2 years ago, and has instead decided to descend on our city like a pack of wolves, threatening our citizens with intimidating letters and frightening propositions, I believe it's time for this council to renew its resolve and to pass the new No More Turnpikes resolution that you currently have before you. Thank you.
I'm going to shift gears a little bit, kind of sort of completely, and talk a little bit about turnpikes. As Dave alluded to, we've gotten wind from some CMs that there is some pressure, I don't know where it's coming from, on this body to rescind a prior resolution. Again, I don't know where it's emanating from, but I'm hearing words that the OTA doesn't want to talk with the city and work with the city because of the resolution. Well, quite frankly, that's on the OTA. There's no reason in the world that they can't talk to the city, that they can't work with the city. It's gaslighting. And I would add that there's a common thread here. We're living in a very disruptive world where autocracy is no longer creeping up on us. The way we do politics, the way we seem to make policy now, is if I feel I've got the edge with the parliamentary maneuvers, or if I feel I've got the edge with the process and the statutes, I'm going to tell you what to do. I'm not going to ask you what to do. I'm not going to bother with the public comment. Oh, I may comply with the Open Meetings Act, but that doesn't mean much, folks. Back when this resolution was first enacted, a lot of you are the same, but some of you are different. I warned back then in front of this microphone and in emails, do not waver. Do not waver. There will be times when you will be asked to waver. A lot of people on the dais, what are you talking about? I'm not going to waver. I'm against this thing. I told them, just you wait. As the years go on and the fight goes on, they're going to be putting pressure on you. They're going to be trying to tell you what to do. They're going to be trying to tell you, you guys have got to build all the roads around these turnpikes instead of them. That's if they come. And folks, it is not set in stone if they're coming yet. As we discussed with the mayor on a Monday night, where he came out to Ward 5 and talked to a whole lot of us folks, and it was a really good open meeting. It was a really good town hall. We may not have any silver bullets. We thought we did. We may not have any silver bullets, but we sure got a lot of shotgun shells left. And we got a lot of work to do to make things happen for us at the legislature, to make things happen for us, and make sure the people's voice is spoken again. And it needs to be the same thing with this new TIF. Let's not let this freight train of autocracy take over our democracy.
I don't know if all of this is connected, and I'm going to try to be very calm about it right now because I'm getting tired too. Back in 2021, OU announced that they're going to move from the Big 12 to the SEC. And that started a strategic plan that actually began in July 1 of 2020 called the Lead On University Strategic Plan. And that plan included facility projects, including a baseball, golf training facility, gymnastics, tennis center, the new softball field, which also had an inflation-adjusted budget of $42 million. When you go on their website and look, you can see renderings of all of those facilities. But it also said it had a basketball arena part of this campaign. They're in the process now of refreshing that campaign because they're halfway through it. And on their website, they do not have a conceptual picture of the arena. They have a rendering of a locker room for a gymnastics center. A locker room could be located anywhere. And then we talk about the Turnpike coming in, or hopefully not coming in, and how it is going to disrupt and relocate 600 homes here in Norman. And that is a sad, traumatic thing for this town as a whole. And people are saying it's economic development. But yet you're going to have 600 families at least that are going to be displaced, moved, who cannot afford the new taxes on their new houses, who have been living out there on their land for 20, 30 years. And I just look at all of this coming together at the same time and look and try not to think or believe that there are people that are really out in the background saying, this will be good for all of the citizens and look at how much money I'll make off of it. That they're trying not to shove this down our throats, that they are actually going to listen to the citizens of Norman. Because we weren't considered stakeholders. This campaign by OU to raise all this money happens to be led by a lot of people, but their co-chairmans are Johnny and Brenda Jones, who happen to live in Austin, Texas, where the Moody Center is. The arena plans are in a book this thick that I'm not intelligent enough to read, and I count on all of you to read them and interpret them for us. Rob Norman's on the planning committee. He knows exactly what's going on with it. This TIF district is at their plan. Okay, this 600 million TIF needs to be looked at and explained to everyone to where Councilor Peacock understands exactly how it's going to work, just like I understand it. Thank you all for listening to the citizens. We want to believe in our stakeholders and that you all will listen to us and vote accordingly. Thank you.